Welcome to all. Long before cities and lights, people gathered just like this, to listen, to learn. Now, you can do the same, through English listening practice that tells stories worth remembering. Today, I want to talk about the most dangerous liar in the world. This liar destroys your dreams. This liar steals your future. This liar makes you weak. Do you know who this liar is? It is not your boss. It is not the government. It is not your enemy. The liar is you. If you cannot trust yourself, you cannot trust the world. Have you ever said, I will start on Monday, and then you didn't? Have you ever said, I will save money, and then you spent it? Have you ever said, I will learn English, but you watched a movie instead? If you said yes, then you know this liar. This happens because we think our words to ourselves are cheap. We think it is only me. Nobody knows. But you know, and that is the problem. Today, you will learn how to kill this liar. You will learn how to build an iron promise. You will learn how to become a man or a woman of your word. This is not just a motivational video. This will also help you improve your English with every sentence. So please, stay with me. Listen carefully, because what you learn today can build a new life. Let me tell you something important. Your word is your law. Let me repeat that. Your word is your law. What does this mean? It means that when you speak, it must become real. If you say, I will run, you run. If you say, I will work, you work. There is no maybe. There is no later. There is only truth. Think about it. If you promise your friend $10, you give it to him. Why? Because you want him to trust you. But when you promise yourself 10 minutes of study, you often break it. Why? Because you do not respect yourself enough. You treat your friend better than you treat yourself. This is a tragedy. Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you about a man named Robert. Robert was a dreamer. He had big eyes and a big heart. He wanted to be a writer. Every new year, Robert made a plan. He stood in front of his friends. He raised his glass. He said, this year, I will write my book. Everyone clapped. Everyone smiled. Robert felt good. He felt like a writer already. But then the morning came. Robert was tired. Robert was busy. Robert said, I will write tomorrow. Tomorrow became next week. Next week became next month. One day, Robert looked in the mirror. He was 40 years old. There was no book. There were no pages. There was only silence. Robert felt a deep pain in his chest. It was not a heart attack. It was shame. He realized he was a liar, not to the world, but to Robert. He lost his self-respect because he broke his word. Not because writing is hard, but because his promise was soft. In that moment, Robert realized he was building his life on sand, not on iron. Now think about your life. How many times did you break a promise to yourself? How many times did you betray your own plan? We all do this. It is normal, but it is also poison. It kills your power. When you break a small promise, you become a little weaker. When you break a big promise, you break your spirit. So what is the solution? The solution is the iron promise. But before we learn the solution, we must understand. Let's go deeper. Let me teach you a new word. Integrity. Integrity means you are one whole thing. It means your inside matches your outside. For example, if you think no and you say no, you have integrity. If you think no but you say yes to please people, you lost your integrity. Integrity is like a chain. A chain is strong because every link is closed. If one link is broken, the chain fails. Your life is a chain of promises. Every time you keep a promise, you add a strong link. Every time you break a promise, the chain breaks. You cannot pull a heavy life with a broken chain. Let me ask you, would you sail on a boat with a hole in the bottom? No, you would drown. But when you lie to yourself, you put a hole in your own boat. And then you ask, why am I sinking? You are sinking because you made the hole. Let me show you another metaphor. Your mind is like a bank. Every time you do what you say, you make a deposit. You put money in. Your confidence grows. You feel rich inside. Every time you don't do what you say, you make a withdrawal. You take money out. Your confidence goes down. You feel poor inside. Robert, the man from our story, he was bankrupt. His account was empty. He had zero trust in himself. This is why he felt weak. Weak people make huge promises. I will change the world. I will never be angry again. I will exercise for 2 hours every day. Then they fail. Strong people make small promises, but they keep them. I will do 1 push-up. They do it. I will read 1 page. They read it. You can choose. Do you want to be loud and weak, or quiet and strong? Let me tell you another story. This is about a woman named Elena. Elena was different from Robert. Elena was not loud. She did not tell everyone her plans. She was quiet. Elena wanted to learn to play the piano. It was her dream since she was a child, but she had a difficult job. She had 3 children. She had very little time, but Elena made an iron promise. She said to herself, I will practice for 15 minutes every day, no matter what. The first week was easy. She was excited. But then, life happened. One day, her son got sick. She spent all day at the doctor. She came home very late. She was exhausted. Her eyes were closing. Her bed looked warm and soft. Her husband said, Elena, you can practice tomorrow. This was the moment of truth. This was the test. Elena looked at her bed. Then she looked at the piano. She remembered her iron promise. She sat down at the piano. She put on her headphones so she would not wake the family. And she played. Only scales. Only simple notes. For 15 minutes. Her body wanted sleep, but her spirit wanted strength. When she finished, she did not play a symphony. She just played scales, but she went to bed feeling like a queen. Why? Because she won the battle against herself. She kept the chain strong. Elena had integrity. Robert had excuses. This is the difference. Now I will give you a simple technique. You can use it today, right now. It is called the mirror contract. Here is how it works. In the morning, go to the mirror. Look at your eyes, not your hair, not your nose. Look into your eyes. Make 1 small promise for the day. Just 1. It must be small. For example, I will drink 1 glass of water, or I will write 5 English words. Look at yourself and say it. I promise. Then, do it. Do not go to sleep until it is done. Why does this work? Because the mirror does not lie. When you look in the mirror at night, you want to see a winner, not a liar. When you keep the promise, you see a friend in the mirror. When you break the promise, you see a stranger. Try it tomorrow. 1 small promise. Keep it. Feel the power. Remember this. Fast results are a lie. Slow consistency is the truth. This is how real masters live. And now you know this too. Let's talk about the word reliable. Reliable means people can trust you. If you are reliable, you are like a rock. You do not move in the storm. But before others can trust you, you must be reliable to yourself. Imagine you have a business partner. This partner is lazy. He steals money. He lies. Would you work with him? You would fire him. But you are your own partner. You live with yourself 24 hours a day. Are you a good partner, or are you stealing from your own future? Think about this carefully. Let's analyze the psychology of the lie. Why do we break promises? Because we choose comfort. Comfort is the enemy of the iron promise. Comfort says sleep more. Comfort says eat the cake. Comfort says do it later. Comfort feels nice now, but it feels terrible later. The iron promise feels hard now, but it feels wonderful later. You must choose your pain. The pain of discipline, or the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs. The pain of regret weighs tons. Let me show you two types of people before learning this lesson. Person says, I want to lose weight. He buys new shoes. He tells Facebook. He runs one time. Then it rains. He stops. He feels like a failure. Result: a life of starting and stopping. After learning this lesson, person B says nothing. He puts his shoes by the door. It rains. He runs in the rain. It is cold. He runs in the cold. He does not care about the weather. He cares about his word. Result: a life of strength and results. The difference: person A follows his feelings. Person B follows his promise. You can be person B. Starting today. Weak people wait for the right feeling. Strong people create the action. Action creates the feeling, not the other way around. Do not wait to feel ready. You will never feel ready. Just act. Let's go back to the campfire. Look at the flames. Fire is honest. If you feed it wood, it burns. If you stop feeding it, it dies. It does not cheat. Your character is the same. You must feed it with truth. Every single day. Small truths. Small actions. This creates a fire that cannot be extinguished. Let me teach you another phrase. Walk the talk. To walk the talk means you do what you say. Many people talk. Few people walk. When you walk the talk, people respect you. They see you are serious. But more importantly, you respect yourself. You know that your voice has power. When you speak, reality changes. This is the magic of the iron promise. It turns words into world. Think about the great people in history. Think about the heroes. Did they have easy lives? No. Did they always feel happy? No. But they had one thing. They had a code. A code is a set of rules you never break. The iron promise is your code. It defines who you are. Without a code, you are just a leaf in the wind. The wind blows north. You go north. The wind blows south. You go south. You have no direction. With a code, you are a ship with a rudder. You go where you decide, even against the wind. Now, I want to ask you a hard question. What is the one promise you broke many times? Is it about your health? Is it about your family? Is it about your passion? Identify it. Look at it. Do not hide. Admit it. I broke this promise. I was weak. It is okay to admit weakness. It is the first step to strength. Now, stop making that big promise. It is too heavy for you right now. Your muscles are too weak. Make a smaller promise. A tiny one. Build the muscle again. Lift the small weight, then the medium weight, then the heavy weight. Do not try to be Superman in one day. Be a consistent man every day. Let me tell you a story about a bridge. In a small village, there was a deep river. The people needed a bridge. They hired an engineer. The engineer built a beautiful bridge. It looked strong, but the engineer used cheap metal inside the concrete. Nobody could see it. It was hidden. The bridge stood for 10 years. Then, one day, a heavy truck drove over it. The bridge collapsed. Many people were hurt. The engineer saved money, but he lost his soul. Your life is that bridge. Your hidden promises are the metal inside. Nobody sees them, only you. If you use cheap metal, if you use lies, one day, life will bring a heavy truck, a crisis, a tragedy, a hard time. And if your internal metal is cheap, you will collapse. But if your metal is pure, If your iron promise is real, you will stand, the truck will pass, and you will remain. Build your bridge with truth. Do not cheat on the materials. You live on that bridge. Now let's talk about negotiation. Negotiation means talking to change a deal. We love to negotiate with ourselves. The alarm rings at 6 a.m. You promise to wake up, but immediately the negotiation starts. Just 5 more minutes. I am tired today. I will wake up early tomorrow. You are a bad negotiator. You always lose. You give up your power for 5 minutes of sleep. Stop negotiating with yourself. The iron promise is not a negotiation. It is a command. When the alarm rings, you move. You do not think. You move. You are a soldier in your own army, and you are also the general. The general gives the order. The soldier obeys. If the soldier argues with the general, the army loses. Be a good general. Be a good soldier. Stop the debate in your head. Silence the voice of weakness. Let me explain the word commitment. Commitment means you cut off all other options. When you are committed, there is no plan B. There is only plan A. The iron promise is total commitment. It is scary. We like to keep options open. We like to have an exit door. But greatness does not live near the exit door. Greatness lives in the room with no windows and one task. Lock the door. Throw away the key. Do the work. This is how you become dangerous. Dangerous to your problems. Dangerous to your obstacles. A man with an iron promise is a dangerous man, because nothing can stop him. Not fear, not fatigue. He is a force of nature. Do you want to be safe, or do you want to be a force of nature? The choice is yours. Let me tell you about the compound effect. This is a concept from finance, but it works for character too. If you save $1 a day, it is nothing, but after 10 years, with interest, it is a fortune. Character is the same. One kept promise is $1. It looks small, but keep it every day for a year. You have 365 victories. These victories grow. They multiply. You are doing things you never thought possible. You are speaking English fluently. You are running marathons. You are leading people. People ask, how did you do it? You smile. You know the secret. It was not magic. It was the compound effect of the iron promise. One small truth, repeated 1,000 times. This is the path. There is no elevator to success. You must take the stairs. And the iron promise is the strength in your legs. Every step is a promise kept. Do not look at the top of the mountain. It is too far. Look at your feet. Take one step, then another, then another. Do not stop. This is the way. Now let's look at self-deception. Self-deception means lying to yourself so much you believe it. I am not lazy. I am just resting. I am not afraid. I am just cautious. Stop it. Shine it in the dark corners of your mind. See the truth. I am lazy. I am afraid. Good. Now we can work. You cannot fix a problem you do not see. The iron promise requires radical honesty. It hurts to be honest, but it heals. A doctor must clean the wound before he bandages it. Cleaning the wound stings, but leaving the dirt inside causes infection. Your lies are the infection. The truth is the alcohol. It burns, but it cleanses. Be your own doctor. Clean the wound. Now, I want you to think about the people you admire. Maybe it is a grandfather. Maybe it is a famous leader. Maybe it is an athlete. Why do you admire them? Is it their money? Maybe. Is it their talent? Maybe. But mostly, it is their consistency. You know what to expect from them. They are solid. You want to be like that. You want your children to look at you and see a rock. You want your friends to lean on you and feel stability. This starts with the iron promise. You cannot support others if you cannot support yourself. You cannot hold up the roof if your pillars are cracked. Fix your pillars first. Then you can build the house for others. This is the noble path. Selfish improvement for selfless service. You build yourself to help the world. But the building happens in the dark, in the quiet moments when nobody is watching. That is where the iron promise lives. Now we must go further. We must talk about what happens when you fall, because you will fall. You are human. You are not a robot. You will have a bad day. You will feel weak. You will break a promise. The question is not, will I fail? The question is, what will I do when I fail? Weak people use failure as an excuse to stop. They eat one bad meal. They say, oh well, my diet is ruined. Then they eat bad food for a month. They miss one day of English practice. They say, I am too busy this week. Then they stop for a year. This is the all or nothing trap. It is a lie. Strong people know a secret rule. It is called the never twice rule. Listen carefully. This rule will save you. If you miss one day of your habit, that is a mistake. It happens. But if you miss 2 days in a row, that is a choice. That is the start of a new bad habit. The iron promise allows for mistakes, but it does not allow for surrender. Let me tell you a story about a master builder named Thomas. Thomas built walls made of stone. He was famous for his perfection. One day, he was building a long wall for a cathedral. He worked for weeks. He placed thousands of stones, but one afternoon, he was tired. He placed one stone crooked. It was not straight. He saw it, but he thought nobody will see. It is just one stone. He went home, but he could not sleep. The iron promise in his heart was awake. It whispered to him, you are a master. Masters do not leave crooked stones. Thomas argued with himself. But the wall is so high. It is too much work to fix it. The voice said, fix it. At midnight, Thomas got up. He went back to the cathedral with a lantern. He climbed the ladder. He took down the stones above the crooked one. It took him 3 hours. He fixed the crooked stone. He rebuilt the wall. When the sun came up, he was tired, but the wall was straight, and his heart was light. Why did he do this? Nobody would see the mistake, but Thomas would see it. He fixed it for himself. This is the lesson. When you break your promise, do not hide. Do not ignore it. Fix it. If you missed your workout yesterday, do it today. If you spend too much money, save double tomorrow. Repair the breach in your wall immediately. Do not let the crack become a hole. Do not let the hole become a collapse. Be like Thomas. Respect your own work. Now, let's talk about a dangerous enemy of the iron promise. This enemy is called validation. We love validation. We love applause. We love likes on social media. When we decide to change our life, our first instinct is to tell everyone, I am going to write. I am going to run a marathon. We tell our friends. They say, wow, you are amazing. Good for you. We feel great. We feel like heroes, but we have done nothing. We only talked. This is dangerous. Science tells us something interesting. When you tell people your goal, and they praise you, your brain releases dopamine, the pleasure chemical. Your brain feels like you already achieved the goal. You feel satisfied. So you lose the hunger. You lose the drive to do the hard work. You tricked your brain. You ate the dessert before you ate the vegetables. Let me give you a new rule. It is called the silent contract. When you make a new iron promise, do not tell anyone. Keep it a secret. Lock it inside your chest. Let the pressure build. This pressure is energy. It is fuel. If you open your mouth, the pressure escapes, like air from a balloon. You become flat, but if you keep your mouth shut, the pressure grows. It pushes you to act. You want to show the world. Don't speak. Do. Let your results speak. Results are the loudest voice. Imagine 2 men. Mana tells everyone I am learning Spanish. He posts pictures of his books. He talks about grammar, but he speaks poor Spanish. Man B tells nobody. He disappears for 1 hour every day. He studies in silence. 6 months later, they meet a Spanish speaker. Mana says, "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" and gets stuck. Man B has a full conversation. He shocks everyone. "When did you learn this?" they ask. He smiles. He says, "While you were talking, I was working." Be Man B. Let your success be a surprise. The element of mystery makes you attractive. It makes you powerful. People will look at you and wonder, what is his secret? Your secret is the iron promise. And your secret weapon is silence. Now let's analyze the concept of negotiable versus non-negotiable. In life, many things are negotiable. The price of a car, the time of a meeting, but your core values must be non-negotiable. Think about brushing your teeth. Do you negotiate with yourself every morning? Do you say, maybe I will not brush my teeth today, I am tired? No, you just do it. It is non-negotiable. It is part of who you are. You must move your goals from the negotiable pile to the non-negotiable pile. Exercise is not a question. It is a toothbrush. Reading is not a maybe. It is a toothbrush. Kindness is not an option. It is a toothbrush. When you make an action automatic, you save energy. You do not have to decide. Decision takes energy. Routine saves energy. Build a routine of iron promises. Then you will fly on autopilot towards greatness. Let me ask you a deep question. Who are you when you are alone? This is the only definition of character that matters. The world is a stage. We are all actors. We wear masks. We smile when we are sad. We act brave when we are scared. This is normal. But when the curtains close, when the lights go out, when you are in your room alone, who is there? Is it a person you like? Is it a person you respect? The iron promise is not for the audience. It is for the actor. It is so you can take off the mask and still like the face underneath. Let me tell you about the pivot. Sometimes we promise something, but life changes. You promise to go to the gym, but you break your leg. You promise to save money, but your house burns down. What do? Do you give up? No, you pivot. The iron promise is not stupid. It is not blind. If you cannot run, you walk. If you cannot walk, you crawl. If you cannot save money, you save knowledge. The form of the action changes, but the spirit of the commitment stays the same. The goal is not the specific action. The goal is the discipline. Do not let circumstances kill your promise. Adapt. Overcome. Find a way. There is always a way. The river does not stop when it meets a rock. It flows around it. Be the river. Keep flowing towards your ocean. Let's talk about legacy. What is legacy? It is what remains when you are gone. Most people think legacy is money or buildings, but the true legacy is the example you leave. Your children watch you. Your friends watch you. They do not listen to your advice. They watch your life. If you are a man who breaks promises, your children will learn that words mean nothing. You teach them to be weak. If you are a man of the iron promise, you teach them honor. You teach them strength. You do not have to say a word. Your life is the lesson. Think about your grandfather or a mentor. Do you remember what they said? Maybe not. But you remember how they made you feel. You remember their character. Be that person for the next generation. Be the standard. Be the rock. Now I want to address the pain. Yes, keeping promises is painful. Waking up early hurts. Saying no to junk food hurts. Studying when you are tired hurts. But let me tell you a secret about pain. Pain is a teacher. Pain burns away the weakness. Every time you feel the resistance and you push through it, you become harder. You become sharper. You are a sword in the fire. The fire is hot. The hammer is heavy. But this is how a sword is made. Do not run from the fire. Embrace it. Say to the pain, "Hello, my friend. You are here to make me strong." When you change your relationship with pain, you become unstoppable. Most people run from discomfort. You run towards it because you know that on the other side of discomfort is your best self, your iron self. Now we are coming to the end of our time by the fire. The wood is turning to ash, but the fire inside you is just starting. You have a choice to make. Tonight, before you sleep, you can go back to your old life. The life of maybe. The life of tomorrow. The life of excuses. It is a comfortable life. It is easy. Or you can choose the path of the iron promise. It is a hard path. It is a lonely path sometimes, but it is the only path that leads to self-respect. I cannot make the choice for you. I can only show you the door. You must walk through it. Remember the tools I gave you, the mirror contract. Look in your eyes. The never twice rule. Fix your mistakes fast. The silent contract. Keep your power inside. Use these tools. They are your weapons in the battle for your soul. And make no mistake, it is a battle. The world wants you to be average. The world wants you to be weak. It is easier to control weak people. Rebel. Rebel. Rebel by keeping your word. Rebel by becoming a man of honor in a world of lies. This is the ultimate revolution. The revolution of the self. Let me tell you one final short story to close our night. There was an old samurai. He was dying. His students gathered around his bed. They asked him, "Master, what is the secret of the sword?" The master closed his eyes. He whispered, "The sword is nothing. The arm is nothing. The mind is nothing. Only the promise is everything." The students were confused. "What promise, master?" The master opened his eyes one last time. He said, "The promise to never give up on yourself, even when the sword is broken, even when the arm is cut, even when the mind is tired. The promise stands." And then he was gone. The students understood. The sharpest blade was not the metal. It was the will. Be that samurai. Carry your promise like a blade. Cut through the laziness. Cut through the fear. Cut through the doubt. Let's remember what we learned today. Lesson 1. Your word is your law. If you say it, do it. Lesson 2. If you break a promise, fix it immediately. Never miss twice. Lesson 3. Silence is power. Do not spill your energy. Let results speak. These lessons are simple, but do not be fooled. Simple is not easy, but simple is strong. From today, you are different. You are not a person who hopes. You are a person who decides. You are not a leaf in the wind. You are the wind. You have the tools. You have the knowledge. Now you need the courage. So here is my final request to you. Look at your hand. Make a fist. Feel the strength in your hand. That strength is yours. Use it. Thank you for sitting by my fire tonight. Thank you for listening. I hope these words found a home in your heart. We are building a tribe here. A tribe of people who value truth. A tribe of people who want to master their lives and their English. If you want to sit by this fire again, if you want to hear more stories that sharpen your mind, then join us. Subscribe to this channel. Not for me, but for you. Make this your first small promise. I will learn. I will grow. I will return. Click the button. Seal the promise. And until next time, walk your path. Keep your word. Stay iron. See you in the next video.